Hi there, welcome to my cave kitchen at Glut Time here in South Wales. Now today I'm working through the courgette glut. Yep, it's that time of year again, and these are just what I've harvested today and yesterday, and there's more to come along. But I'm not panicking over it. We've been eating a fair amount of courgette over the past month or so since they started. But now the glut is coming in, it's time to do something serious with them. Now, as some people know, I've been following a sort of keto low carb eating plan, and for the past 9 weeks really. And I'm actually down 22 pounds, so I'm really happy about that. Now, courgettes are very, very low carb, and I have found out that courgette flour can be used as a good substitute for coconut flour in savoury dishes, such as savoury muffins and bhajis, fritters, etc. So, and also as a thickener for sauces and casseroles, etc., all of that type of thing. So today I'm doing some courgette flour. It's a fairly straightforward principle. I'm grating up. You can slice or grate, whatever, you know, use a peeler, whatever you want to get your thin pieces. So I'm going to grate up our courgettes. I'm going to put them in the dehydrator, which I've got set up on a little stool over there in the corner because it's the only space I've got to put it. Get them dehydrated down, and of course being grated and spread out, you know, they should, you know, hopefully they'll get done by the end of today. And then I'm going to blitz them up into a powder, a fine flour. So that is my plan for this lot of courgettes. I have taken out a couple which I'm going to spiralise to go with tonight's dinner, which is buffalo wings. Yeah, so that's my plan for this lot of courgettes. So let's get started. Right, I've washed and prepped the courgettes. I've got a mixture of green and yellow. I'm doing all the long ones first. I haven't skinned them. There's a lot of nutrition in that skin. I've cut them down to make sure they fit into the food processor. So I've got my grater on. So make sure you're switched on at the wall. Yep. So let's get started. Once I can see my bowl getting filled, I'm lifting them out and putting them into another bowl out of the way. So, and then the bits on the top like this that miss getting grated are going into a separate jug. Let me just show you. So this is a mixture of green and yellow grated, and right, so let me tip that in my bowl, and then I'm gonna carry on. You can grate by hand if you want, nothing's stopping you. I think my hands, I don't think my hands would get through many courgettes, so that's where my kitchen aid comes in. So I'm now going to carry on with my shredding. Right, the courgettes are now all grated up. I've got 2 big bowlfuls, that's the long courgettes, and I'm now spreading them out on the dehydrator trays. I use an Excalibur and mine takes 9 trays, so I want to get this lot in first, see how much space I have left. That's it, you can hear it in the background, it's warming up. So yeah, so I want to get all this grated ones first, and because I don't want to get everything grated up and find I haven't got the space to dehydrate them. Because there's nowhere here that I can really store things overnight without everything getting covered in builder's dust. Yeah, so as I was saying, this lot I'm turning into flour. I've never done a courgette flour before, but I've done endless other things with courgettes, such as chocolate courgette cake, courgette fritters, courgette bhajias, courgette muffins. The other thing I'm interested in trying with the courgette flour is making a pasta, because of course, being on keto, pasta is full of, it's very high carb. Let's swap these bowls over. And so if I can make a keto-friendly pasta using the courgette flour, then that'll be good. So yeah, I've got the green and the yellow mixed. And while I'm doing this, let me just say a little bit about why I'm doing this keto low carb thing. I want to lose about £40 in total, and I'm down £22 now. And I've looked at lots of other diets and eating plans, etc, etc, and they don't really fit in with our lifestyle here. We do eat a lot of meat. Whatever diet plan or meals I produce, it has to be, mostly from what we produce here. I'm not going out and buying any fancy ingredients. I haven't got the time to count calories, measure out portions of meals, etc. And it's got to be something that my husband would enjoy eating as well. Chunky bits there. So, and all that Weight Watchers and Slimming World and Slim Fast diets and all of that, a lot of it is based around processed foods, and we don't really do processed foods. So keto was the one I found which suited our lifestyle here. Hence, I've been doing that. Not doing clean keto, but a lot of everything is low carb. Anyway, get back to this. I've now filled 6 trays. I've got 3 more to go, so I shall grate up some more of the big round courgettes now, and get the dehydrator full. Right, the dehydrator is now full. Kind of like page, as you can see, it's sitting on a little stool here in the corner of the kitchen. So I'm now going to just put the door on. And leave it to do its thing, and then I will come back once it's all done, ready for the next stage. Right, the courgette has all been dehydrated down. This is some of it, as you can hear. It's nice and dry and crunchy. Oops, stuck to my sleeve. Now what I've found is to turn it into a powder. I put it into the liquidizer, but it was taking forever to break down. So I popped it into the food processor first to grind it down, then put it into the liquidizer. Give it a bit of a shake. This is when I regret having getting rid of my big liquidizer, and I've only got the small one now. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but there is loads of the dust coming out of the spout. It's not on fire, that's just the dust from the powder. So you really need to leave it a minute to settle down before you take the lid off because of all that dust. I just want to show you. So right, so this is the powder, and I've still got more courgettes there to grind up. I don't expect to get loads. There we go. I don't expect to get loads and loads of it, and I think I might get, there is still more courgettes growing, so I will continue to dehydrate them down and powder them as time goes on. But I think for the first time ever, I'm going to be begging neighbours for any spare courgettes they've got, which will be, oh, I'm trying to screw that back on, which would be quite nice. I know quite a few people who are just feeding them to their chickens and pigs because they're getting too many. So I think I might just put a shout out and see if I can get a few crates of courgettes, get them dried up and turn them into some flour. So yeah, so that's the flour. It's supposed to be a good substitute for coconut flour. So I will be trying it out, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. But also, yeah, adding it to soups, stews, anything like that that needs thickening, mixing it in with savoury pastries. Yeah, so that's what I plan to do with it. So if you've tried courgette flour, I'd be interested to hear how you got on with it and what you thought to it, and how is your glut coming on. So next thing I have to do with tomatoes. Tomatoes we're just starting to hit a glut of those now. They're all ripening mad at once, and squashes. There's hundreds of squashes growing, not hundreds, but there's loads of squashes out there, but they're not ripe yet, so I've got plenty of time for that. So take care everybody, and I'll catch up with you again soon.